How's it going, everyone? Jiraiya Gearing here, and welcome back to another episode of my Topic Wednesdays. Um, I know today is Friday, and you guys are receiving this on Friday. A video should have been up on Wednesday, but instead we're doing this now. To be honest, I know you guys have probably heard about the shooting that happened with one guy in Minnesota, I believe it was. Don't want to get them too mixed up as well. I was trying not to even talk about it. But the one guy that got shot out of a convenience store, and then there was another guy that I believe got pretty much pulled over and told the cop supposedly that he was licensed to carry and he did have a weapon, while the cop asked him for his license and registration, and then the cop proceeded to shoot him while he told him to get his license and registration. That's presumed what was said. So forth. I like to refrain from talking about these incident until I get the full understanding of what happened, investigation is done, and so forth. Then I like to elaborate on it. I'm not one of those people who just see a video and kind of go off of it, because we know a lot of things can definitely change. Now, seeing that video that happened with the gentleman that got killed in front of course, that convenience store, definitely doesn't tell the whole story, but you can see where he did got shot in his chest and of course died. You can see where the cop reached down and then pulled something out of his pocket. Whether he was trying to reach for it or not is another story. We can't see that from the video. So again, I definitely tried to hold myself, to talk about it or come out and bash the cops or whoever before I jump on any bandwagon when it comes to that stuff. Now, I had a topic set up for you guys, and you guys may not know I have a family in-law that was just recently in a bad car accident, and car flipped over. Looked like they sustained brain damage and so forth, etc. So that's what's kind of been hindering me from getting some stuff done. Was finally coming back, had a video set up for you guys, and then the shooting happened. And of course, you can see where the guy was shot. Pretty much his arm just looked absolutely disfigured, knowing that there was a little girl in the back seat. It seemed like when the cop fired upon, of course, this gentleman and also his girlfriend slash fiance, who was across from him as well, while the cop fired into the car. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say it didn't touch me. It did, and it kind of just, it was one of those things where you watch the video and you just, I was in WordStar while I was at work on a little break, strolling through YouTube, and then I saw someone send it to me, send that little thing to me on my social medias, and I clicked on it, went to, of course, WordStar, and that's what I saw, graphic. And I was just, wow, it just kind of just really altered my day. I didn't feel like uploading anything. It screwed me up in a sense. Obviously, I don't know these people, I don't know them, but just know that a guy lost his life like that, supposedly lost his life like that, because again, we don't know 100% what necessarily happened. We're just going by what we're hearing. So again, that's one of the reasons why I refrain from, of course, doing so. Now, my plan wasn't to do a video this week, probably maybe do the vote for Sunday, but then you guys know I live in Texas, in Dallas, aka Cedar Hill as well. And then you guys are, of course, aware of what happened last night, Thursday night at 9 p.m. actually, where a big shootout happened while they were protesting here. As far as we know, it seemed like it was after the protest was pretty much being done, and after a bunch of people passed a certain point, that a gunman, of course, take on, of course, police officers, killing 5 police officers and wounding, of course, 7. 2 civilians were, of course, injured as well. 5 police officers were killed. One of those police officers was a Dart Transit police officer, but nevertheless, he's a police officer. So some news outlet, you may see them say it's 4, but it's really 5 that got killed. He's still a police officer, and of course 7 that got wounded. Now, I want to make this very clear. I don't condone, of course, these things that happened. No police officers, no one in general should be losing their life, whether you're black, white, Mexican, whatever your race is. Police officers are paid to serve and protect, That's what these guys are doing. They have nothing to do with the killing that happened in Minnesota or Louisiana, wherever these happened. Those guys have nothing to do with it. And yesterday they lost their life for doing their job, serving and protecting. Now, we all know that there are good cops and bad cops. I think the good cops definitely outweigh the bad cops. But I think what people tend to misunderstand is that when you have a bunch of people that sit down and sit behind the code of the blue code of silence and say nothing, then you're all pretty much condoning the same thing. It's like me as an African American, born in Jamaica, coming out and saying that I don't condone this person, and this person that actually did the killing was African American male. From the tactics that he's used right now, I'm doing this early in the morning for Friday. I kind of wanted to wait until everything kind of come out. They haven't really necessarily come out with the identification of the gentleman. I believe they did eventually kill him though at 2 in the morning, from what I'm hearing this morning on the news so far. And I would say from watching the video, this guy definitely seems to be very tactical in what he's doing. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's probably I wouldn't say he's police. I don't think he is. I would say he's probably ex-military or probably still in the military. You can't tell how young he is, so that's the bomber right there. But it looks like he definitely has some training, in my opinion. So I would definitely go as far as say he's probably military, still in military, if not probably a veteran, if he's probably a little older. But again, like I said, I can't tell his age from the video that we saw. But what I will say is that this guy was definitely ready and knew what he was doing, which made it very difficult for the cops, and obviously why he succeeded in killing so many police officers and wounding so much. He pretty much knew what he was doing. I think this is something that was definitely planned, and he executed down to the T. Now, I don't condone these things, man. I really don't. And that's one of the reasons why I'm speaking out as a black person, that this stuff should not be happening. I know a lot of people are pissed off with the recent two shooting back to back is enough to really push people over the edge. And all it takes is someone that's already having a shit ton of problem like this guy maybe was having, and it just pushed him right over the edge. And these are the things that happen. And this is a guy that is well trained too as well, which makes it very difficult for the police to handle as well. So it's just a scenario that just never wanted to happen. I can't believe it actually happened here in Dallas. While this happened, I have family members that was at the hospital downtown. So it was very close. I know I picked the phone up and was calling people all over the place trying to make sure people was good. So it's a thing that was definitely something you don't want to ever experience. A few of our colleagues that we do taxes with and so forth, and even my taxes, my business and so forth, etc. Their daughter was also there protesting as well and got caught up in one of the buildings. And I can just imagine how they felt before they finally was able to speak to her and understood that they were actually, she was actually safe, but just couldn't come out of the building that she was in, that they got escorted to. So this was a scenario that was just very shocking that it happened. Will I say that I'm surprised that something happened? No, I wasn't. I felt like something was going to happen again, because of all people just been flooding social media and people been talking. I was just kind of open that nothing happened, but you kind of felt like somebody was just going to lose their cool and do something stupid, and you were open it didn't go that route, and it did in the worst way possible. I want to stretch my condolence out to, of course, the people that lost their loved ones, as far as the police officers and stuff goes. They really shouldn't have went out like that. I saw one video where the guy pretty much rushed a police officer's point blank range and just went in on him. And even when he fell on the ground, it's almost like watching a movie. It was just absolutely, ridiculous to look at. It was horrible. It really was. It was horrible. And that a lot of people are getting killed, unharmed men who are in situations where you think they probably shouldn't be killed. But this is not the way to go about, trying to get justice. The way to go about trying to do that is to come together as people, as human beings, black, white, Mexican, Chinese, and talk about it. Because obviously there is a problem. There's a problem. There's a serious problem. And I've experienced it, not to the extent of certain people, but I've experienced it. I've experienced the bias. I've experienced it. And when Most of the time my background is running to when people understand that I have a lawyer, then there's something different, which most black people can't afford. But the moment I said, let me call my lawyer, and you can see me bring it up on my phone, and I can call my lawyer, or they can run my background and see that I'm a businessman. I don't have shit. I've never been to jail, never had a felony, none of these stuff. Then stuff kind of changes. I can't too much time I pull over and ask, is this your car? Oh, it's a nice car. What do you do for a living? As if I have to be a drug dealer. And for some of you guys who don't know, my only other car that I've ever owned was a Mercedes. And I've owned 3 or 4 so far. And I've been pulled over in every single one of them. I've gotten a ticket and they told me, oh, it's okay, you can pay it, when I shouldn't have gotten a ticket because I was driving a Mercedes. And that was pointed out to me. So, something is wrong with the system. I know there's something wrong, and there is favoritism, and there is people that are profiling and racial profiling. And I know it's a fact because I've experienced it. And the only way for us to start really fixing this issue is for people to acknowledge that there's a problem. For a lot of Caucasian people to start acknowledging that there's a problem. Us black people have our own issues, and a lot of issues that we need to fucking deal with in our communities and so forth. But this in itself, people getting killed over stupid shit, has to stop. And this is on both sides. Cops getting killed and, black people getting killed. And I don't think it's just, an issue where people, sometimes lose their cool. Sometimes people are just tired of being pulled over for the wrong fucking reason or for no reason at all. This guy was pulled over for a broken taillight. As far as we're hearing, there wasn't even a broken taillight. So what was the purpose of being pulled over? It's a bit frustrating, and I know I'm, fussing a little bit, but it's just disheartening to be, waking up to or coming home and you hear all these gunshots and stuff and find out that all these people lost their life. I'm talking about the police officers, and I'm talking about those black people that lost their life. None of this should have happened. None of it should have happened. And I really hope that we can come together and try and get this sorted out, man. It's just not fair. It's not fair if I was caught, with a nickel bag, if I'm smoking weed or whatever the case may be, if I was a smoker like that I would most likely get put in jail for it. Where I've seen and heard of tons of people that are Caucasian that get hit with, 50 sack and all that stuff, and they get let off. Not even a warning. I have a friend that works for the county, and I won't say who it is. I've been known for a long time. And I came to him a time, he said he's speeding and get pulled over, and they see that's him and nothing. His son get pulled over and he may be wearing his hat. Oh, my dad, worked for you guys, and nothing. It's there. It happened, guys. It's a serious issue. And I'm just hoping that we can start really coming together and understand that there's an issue and it needs to be fixed. I wanted to leave you guys with that video. Wanted to share my thoughts and didn't want to go in too much again. I still don't know 100% on the other 2 shootings as far as those 2 gentlemen go, so I'm not going to elaborate too much on it. Just wanted to kind of share a little bit of what's kind of been going on, and just kind of share what's been going on here in Dallas. And again, my condolences go out to, of course, the families. It's really sad that something like this happened. And, we'll keep you guys in prayers. Hopefully you guys can keep them in prayers too as well. I know a lot of people probably be happy that these guys got killed because of their frustration and how pissed off they are. But no one should be losing their life, man. No one should. And hopefully this will allow people, to come together and talk and try and solve a problem. Because it's a problem. And if it doesn't get solved, these type of things is going to happen again. Mark my word, I definitely won't be doing it, but it will happen again. There are going to be people out there that's going to lose their shit and do some stupid shit like this again. And it's going to be fucking everybody up, fucking our community up. Because everybody's going to be on edge. The cops are going to be on edge, black people on edge, everybody on edge. And that's a recipe for disaster, in my opinion. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Share the videos if you want to, like if you want to. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys very much for watching. Peace.